This is not a test. This is rock and roll.
I wake up every morning in a bed that's too small, drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive, and then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning App. I'm Dovy. I'm here with Kati and Natalie.
I'm disappointed you didn't do your little, top of the morning.
You thought I was gonna.
We were waiting.
I've just conditioned everyone to think I have to do some kind of, voice in the beginning of the show. I can say it.
Can we start over?
Yeah, hold on. I can't turn everything off. It's St. Patty's weekend, so top of the morning to you.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be
Yes.
a wonderful weekend. Lots of cool stuff going on. We're gonna talk about the parade later. I don't know if you have any cool plans at all for the weekend, but now's a good time, because it's kind of it's not really a busy part of the semester. You don't really have midterms are done. I mean, we still got a little bit before finals. I mean, you probably got homework, but you can squeeze a little something, I'm sure, to,
Wait, what day is St. Patrick's Day?
I'm pretty sure it's Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah.
I think it's Sunday. Probably Sunday.
Yeah, it always gets confusing because things I feel like there's a lot of places celebrating it, but the weekend before or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, so it's Sunday.
Well, I think they lucked out this year because it was one of the days of the weekend, so I think they all just lucked out for. But if it was on a Monday or something, then that's not convenient for them to celebrate stuff.
No, that would not be.
No.
See, I don't think I've ever actually celebrated a St. Patty's Day on St. Patty's Day. I don't think I've ever gone out to bars and went to, went out day drinking before. I have a friend whose birthday is right on St. Patrick's Day, every time, and he has a blast. He loves it because he's a drinker.
Okay, yeah.
He always had a themed birthday party.
Yes.
Dude.
Gets to pinch everybody.
Well, that was the thing is I feel like I was so conditioned when I was younger to having to wear green on St. Pat. No one's gonna actually. I feel like that's not gonna be enforced now. We're, I don't know,
now
old
that you're an
enough.
adult.
Yeah, well, I guess. And so, I don't know that people really care about that anymore, but it's still so ingrained in me from, when you're younger, it's a savage game. If you don't wear green, you're pinched to death. I remember this one girl, she didn't wear green, and everyone just, mobbed her.
That's so
they would be,
mean.
seeking her out to try to find her because they're she's not wearing green.
You want to know something? That has been every single year of my childhood because I didn't own anything green. I was so desperate. I would go when I wouldn't even know it was St. Patrick's Day. I don't keep up because I'm a kid and I don't have any green. I'm Lithuanian. This isn't something we ever have celebrated before. Okay. So I would literally come to class and see everybody's green, and it would be the most traumatic. I knew exactly what was happening. Yeah. I would have to run. I was so desperate. I would run to the whiteboard and look for green markers.
Oh, so you could put it on your. No.
Yeah, just mark my hand or something because I hated getting pinched.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I was always really sensitive. I hated being tickled.
Yeah.
Anything like that. So everybody would just pinch me in class.
So. I didn't mean to bring up this sad memory.
No. Maybe that's why I never wanted to go out and celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
You've been conditioned to think it's a
Do
bad
you own
thing.
green now?
I think I was even trying to find something green.
And you still don't own green.
I'm just so bummed thinking about it. Yeah, I don't have anything green. I don't know why. It's a good color.
Yeah. Well, and most of the time, it would always count if there was something at least green. I think one time I wore a shirt with flowers and it had green leaves or something, and they were they went to pinch me, and I was like, no,
it's
no,
here.
look a little closer.
Yeah.
So funny.
Were in y'all's in your elementary school classes, I don't know if this was a common thing, but did y'all did it you go to PE or something and come back and the teachers had said the leprechauns had come and the room was a mess or something? And
no, that sounds like an awesome teacher.
It was a pretty awesome teacher. No, we went somewhere and came back and it was a game, and it was what did the leprechauns do? And we had to figure it out, and we had left I think it was lima beans or something. We were trying to grow things, but the leprechauns left us a treat, some sort of piece of candy or something. It was really cool.
That is cute.
That is cool.
Yeah.
No, but I've never, I don't know, St. Patrick's Day, it's a traumatic thing I think about because when you're a kid, a pinch just means so much.
Yeah,
you know?
no, it's not even just the pinch. It's just like, I don't know, people just getting in your personal space like that. I don't know.
It's like acceptable bullying.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah, it was not a fun time. But yeah, so just remember it's Sunday, wear green.
Well,
Yeah, you're right.
Won't be
You're right.
haunted by
I don't know what bars are doing on St. Patrick's Day. I guess besides having people, I don't know if they're doing any trivia stuff.
I think there are some like because I was at Galileo's the other night for SpongeBob trivia.
Oh my goodness.
My roommate and I are big SpongeBob fans. But anyways, I think they're doing like a karaoke thing on Saturday night, which makes sense. Like they would do things on Saturday night to go into like midnight, that's for St. Patrick's Day.
They can suffer all day Sunday.
I guess so, yeah. Just not even, be feeling well on the actual St. Patrick's Day.
I wish I was there for SpongeBob trivia. I feel like that's the only trivia I could go in with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I did one trivia thing. It wasn't at a bar or anything like that. I think App State had like a nerd con thing going on, and then there was like a Pokemon trivia. I said, let me sit down on this, and everybody did way better than I did. So then I was like, I'm not doing trivia anymore.
Well, it's very much so one of those things. My roommate and I have been watching Jeopardy, also the same one. It's like that.
Prepping.
Well, yes, I guess so.
mindset.
I don't think there were any SpongeBob questions in that, but so we both were watching it. It's on Netflix now. They have a bunch of like the little tournaments.
Stop.
Yeah, no, Jeopardy.
It was. I saw that. They
Yeah.
have like more reality TV shows and stuff like that. Or it's under the reality TV category.
Yeah.
So you can binge watch.
Yeah.
Some
No,
Jeopardy.
we watched. They have a bunch of different versions of it, right? They have like the normal like championship one with the actual adults, and then they have teens, and then they have kids. We watched the teen one because we were like, maybe it'll be a little easier
This will be on our
than
level.
the adult
Are you
one.
smarter than the fifth grader?
I don't know.
kinda?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's one of those things. Like, how do those teens that they're all in high school, right? How do they know these things? Just these random, like, I don't even know. And some of it is that you could tell that they figured it out based on the clue itself,
clue.
like context within it. Just like so smart to know, like, oh, well, it said this one thing, so it's probably talking about this. Even though they don't know the actual answer, they can do a good guess.
Just an educated guess.
Yeah, which is just like fascinating to watch. Like these
you
kids
have to.
doing it, it's such a quick pace. But then that's part of the, we were mad at the SpongeBob trivia. We didn't do quite as good as we wanted to because there were just things we could not remember. It was like, I remember the episode, I can see it all in my head, but I cannot remember. Like one of it, the questions was, what's Plankton's first name? And we were both like, yeah.
Dovy would have won.
Dude, it's there.
See, but we could not for the life of us remember
that.
But then there were other random things that just like immediately remembered, and it's so frustrating because it's always just one question that we get caught up on. Like what?
There's actually like, I don't know what it was called, but a couple of years ago, it was really popular for just a little bit. It was like the most impossible SpongeBob quiz that was on the internet.
Okay.
I don't remember.
We took a bunch of them in prepreparation. My roommate and I did.
But this one was, when you see something like that, you're like, whatever. Like I know everything. I know the side characters. The guy who always breaks his leg, and he's like, my leg. Like
His name
in
is
the
Fred.
background, his name is Fred. But this one was tough. It was like on Mr. Krabs' driver's license. Like what is it? When was he born? Or like what's his middle name? There were some really tough questions on there.
Yeah.
Who knows that?
Yeah.
No, but
yeah.
I've heard though, a lot of places have Harry Potter trivia, and I've heard that's a lot harder because they have it so often.
Oh boy.
They have to, and people are such big. There's so many people that are big
There's
fans
so
of
much
it.
material.
They
Yeah.
got to
Goes so
make it.
deep.
Yeah, apparently it's very
You have the
hard.
books and the films.
Yeah.
You're right.
So.
I don't know.
And all the stuff on the side.
Yeah. But anyways, so it was fun. I'm glad because I've never been to like a trivia thing like that before. But
I feel like trivia would be really hard, but like doing something like Don't Forget Their Lyrics or like something that's music based, I feel like we would kill that game.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, let's do
We need
that.
to find a music bingo or
I was
something.
gonna say we should be on the lookout.
Yeah. What is music bingo?
Music bingo?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's where they just play like a brief piece of the song and you figure out, like, you just have to remember what that song, like what the artist and the title of the song is, which I'm so
Dude,
ready.
Yeah, we need to go do that.
We would win.
We would destroy them all.
I can always get the song like title. I could never get
artist.
the artist. That's the hard part. It's like that's tough. But
Interesting.
we should try it. We should be
We
on the
can do
lookout.
this.
Yeah. I wonder if they do have that up here.
It was I've heard of one place that does it, but it has always been like a dream to like go on one of those game shows and just like
Okay.
if it's a don't forget the lyrics thing, you just throw that
Yeah.
in there and just know all of the words.
Yeah.
Because if we were to be on the radio, then we would that would be an excuse to learn all of the lyrics to whatever song's playing, you know.
It's true. Well, we got to look out for that. But yeah, we have a ton of fun stuff to talk about. Some more St. Patty's themed stuff and some St. Patty's themed music for you. So we'll be right back on the Morning App.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
So, for those of you who don't know, we are millennials, so we do spend a lot of time on Reddit.
Yes.
It's a wonderful place for news. It's a wonderful place for memes. It's a wonderful place for just about anything. And one of our favorite subreddits is Today I Learned, which is where people just go online to post interesting things that they find on the internet to share with the world. And I just pretty much pick out maybe my favorite top 3 or 4 out of the week, and I share them with you. And so this was a bit of a weirder week. It's nothing that's mind-blowing, but it's like these cute little interesting facts that I found throughout this whole subreddit. So without further ado, I'll just go ahead and jump right on
ready.
into it.
All ears.
So this one's about koalas, and koalas I feel like are the most forgotten about mammal. You know, we always give a lot of props to like platypus, platypi, whatever you call them. You know,
I don't
the
know, yeah.
funkier animals, but koalas, you know, we give a lot of attention to sloths. We think sloths are really cute.
See, I've never really liked sloths.
I don't like them either.
You don't like sloths?
No.
A lot of people like sloths.
I like the
don't know what-
sloth that was in that one like animated movie that's
The
working at the
Zootopia?
DMV.
Yeah.
That's working at the DMV.
Yes.
Sloths are,
That's good.
They're cute, but koalas are,
His name was like Flash or something.
yeah.
Sorry.
So this is interesting. Today I learned that koalas have one of the smallest brains in proportion to body weight of any other mammal. They are so dumb that when they're presented with leaves on a flat surface instead of branches, they're still unable to recognize them as food, and they won't eat them.
They're not dumb. They're just challenged.
My question is, like, how do they eat? Like, how do they do anything? Yeah, but apparently, like, yeah, I guess their brain size compared to the rest of their body size is just.
I've never heard that.
Poor little fellas.
So sweet.
And I started looking at pictures of koalas, and there's something about knowing that they're dumber makes them a little bit more cuter. It's kind of, you know, it's just like, oh my God, I want to take care of one now. Like I want to make sure it could eat. I guess do you have to feed it manually? I don't know.
But would it accept it if it wasn't
it's probably,
pulling
dude,
it
those
off?
are those are branches.
But like, what happens when they're in captivity? Like, do they actually go and get them branches, or do they have like a synthetic branch that they
I don't know. I'm trying to look up a picture of a koala real quick so we can have some respect to the.
a zoo koala?
Oh my goodness.
I've never like thought of them like by themselves. Like they're always in like a group of things that you think about.
A group of things?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people do like koalas. I've heard people say, like, oh, they're so cute. So I don't know.
I mean, you can kind of see it once you start thinking about it. They're just so darn.
Teddy bears.
They are teddy bears. They're like teddy bear monkeys.
Teddy bear monkey.
Okay, that's one.
So wish we had those in North Carolina. I don't know. I don't think we
Koalas?
have any koalas.
I
don't really know where they are.
I want to give it a hug.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what people, I guess, feel when it comes to sloths too. They just want to hold a sloth. They want the sloth to.
I don't want to hold a sloth.
Dude, I kind of want to hold a sloth and a koala together
At the same time.
At the same
But what if they didn't
time.
like each
Double
other?
the hugs.
I bet you the koala would probably still think that the sloth is also a koala just from its brain size.
Stop.
Dude, this one is all right. I got to pick between these two. I'll go with this one. So, Nintendo. One thing I found out about Nintendo recently was apparently they weren't a video game company. You know, most of or like before they became a video game company. I think they were like a taxi company or something like that. I have to look that up again. Yeah. But
random.
they kind of saved the video game home console industry because it was starting to die out. People were like, let's just go to arcades. These things are dumb.
Okay.
The games aren't really good enough. But Nintendo they came out with Super Mario, and that game like changed everything. It was like, you know, everybody wanted it. It was hype. It was one of the most highest selling games of all time. And so they could have easily monopolized off that. But today I learned that Nintendo pushed the term video game console because they could have claimed, I guess, this is a Nintendo console, but they pushed the term video game console so people would stop calling competing products Nintendos.
Interesting.
And they wouldn't risk losing the valuable trademark.
So basically, you're saying that they gave up having that trademark, that kind of like.
Yeah. They wanted to have the brand still, so they were like, we don't want
to like protect their
associate.
reputation.
Yeah. But it's also like probably the reason why we have other consoles too. It's like they were able to kind of create almost a competitive market for that too.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
It was kind of selfless of them to do that,
Yeah.
but also, I mean,
It's a
it
smart
was
At
move.
the same time, you
personal
think
reasons.
about the reputation, then it's kind of like not so selfless.
Yeah.
but
Because
yeah.
I guess like with Apple was lucky because, you know, when they come up with anything, they name it something else. Like, I don't know what other MP3 player was relevant other than the iPod when it came out. So they didn't really, but nobody was calling it the Apples, you know.
I remember the Disney Mix Sticks.
Hold on, the what?
There was like a Disney version of an iPod.
What's
A mix stick?
Yeah.
what was the other thing that people had? A Zoom? A Zoom was that?
yeah.
Was it called?
Yeah.
Zune.
Zune maybe with
Yeah.
an N.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Z-U-N-E.
I don't know. I had like a really tiny one. I think it was like blue, but it did not work well. Like
No.
all the ones that I had seen that weren't iPods like that just didn't work well at all, which is why they had such a monopoly on it.
Yeah, I mean iPods made you feel cool when you rotated
Yes.
because
Yeah.
they made you feel like futuristic.
Yes.
You know? It was complicated, but it was intuitive enough to use. So you're like, ooh, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
You
I
can
didn't
spin the
have a
wheel
cool
around.
one with a wheel. I had like the first one I had was like the shuffle, but it was like the original
Oh,
clip
yeah,
when it was
yeah.
a clip.
I remember those.
That was the ultimate flex, though, when you had like where you could rotate through, all the albums on
Yeah.
your
Oh, man.
iPod. That was like whoever, like how many turns you could get through.
And
like,
how
to
many
get-
CDs you could pack in that thing too.
Yes. Because I always put my
Okay.
music from CDs. I did not want to buy anything online. I wanted
then-
everything to be backed up on a CD so I wouldn't lose it. Because I did, like the first couple albums I bought, I lost because like a computer crash or something.
Yeah.
But like to have everything on a CD, I loved that.
Yeah, but I like to have the artwork still. So sometimes I would just go
Yeah.
find something, like
Or,
go
like-
online and like put it in.
Like the liner notes, like you miss so much by
Yeah.
not buying a physical album anymore. I mean, it changes the way you listen to music because it's no longer like a whole piece of work. Like you can just pick one song instead of listening to the whole album. But even if you do that, you lose whatever's in the liner notes or whatever pretty pictures that they took for the album. You just lose that.
Yeah.
Or like who wrote what
Well,
on the song.
That's why I like vinyls, is because you get all the information. You get like the I guess the respect, the attribution. They
Okay,
say like
yeah,
here's
yeah,
who
yeah.
produced it, here's who
Yeah.
played drums on this track and stuff, and everybody signs it sometimes. But yeah,
I love that.
I'm wondering what's going to happen to album covers and stuff in the future, because I mean that's the real reason album covers exist, is to get your attention and
Well,
be able
I
to
mean,
associate with
to-
the music.
They still have to like brand it online, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
is what's going
to
to
some
save it.
degree.
But I've written papers about
is
like the
cool.
loss of the concept album and how that's changed everything. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
they'll still have to push stuff online because it'll
Yeah.
still have to show up. But
Well, and even like Taylor Swift right now, Natalie could talk more on this, but apparently, she's been releasing Instagram pictures all with the same theme, so it's kind of building up like
she's
having
teasing
that.
us.
that
But she's
but
building.
also, yeah.
She's building the era or the look of what that like. I mean, Ariana Grande, like all of her stuff. Like she did like
Yeah.
the pink era for Sweetener, like that. Everything was pink, and now it's like everything was black for that other one.
Yeah.
Like there's like just like
Get
it's
ready
just.
for the world you're about to go into.
Yeah, it just brands all of their social media profiles with whatever music they're working on at the time.
pretty smart.
Yeah, which
Yeah, they're smart.
They got some smart people there. Speaking of music, this is the last one I'll do. Today I learned that in 1971, Pink Floyd played a show in London that was so loud it killed all the fish in a lake 1,000 yards away.
what?
I don't even know how that's possible.
I mean,
don't
they
know.
don't have ears, but
It's like your neighbors upstairs.
Yeah, they say
Oh my
it was one of the
loud.
loudest
Yeah.
shows ever. It was like one of the loudest gigs ever.
like, how do they measure that? Like,
No.
how do they know?
Right, like all
Yeah,
the,
how do
you
they?
just,
How do you know that was because of the sound, though?
you just find well, I mean, like how else? Like I guess if the water's clean, like there's nothing
Yeah.
There's
directly
no other
there
answer.
to
It had to be that.
yeah. I mean, like what else could it be? Oh, dude.
But how do they
A Pink
measure
Floyd concert.
concerts?
Huh?
How do they measure like the decibels of the concerts? How do they like? Did they have like a measuring stick or something? What?
At that point, I mean, Pink Floyd has such a, I don't know.
You said that was 1971.
Yeah.
So then people probably did not
No.
care how loud it was at all.
the band's estimated 95 decibel sound system during London's show. So yeah,
Interesting.
95 dB is what we're talking.
How is
pretty
that
loud.
like? What's something you could compare that to?
So like a normal, like when I produce some underwriting, right, or any kind of
Yes.
spot, it's typically on average to sound pleasant to the ear. It's going to be around -11 to -9. So we're in the negatives here. That's fine. There is a pain threshold for the louder something gets. You can physically get hurt
Yeah.
from sound.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never
man.
heard that. That's crazy.
So, yeah, so then I bet a lot of the people who were at that, like, probably, yeah, everyone who was at that concert would suffer
Lost some brain
kind
cells
of
or something.
hearing loss, if not, like, complete hearing loss. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. If it killed the fish,
It
then
should have
just
killed something else.
shattered people's
Yeah.
eardrums or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wonder. I mean, that's.
Because
I mean,
they were
rock
closer to
concerts.
it, too. And, like, if you're, every
it's-
once in a while at a concert, you get stuck right near the speaker, like, right in
Yeah.
front of it.
Yeah.
It must have been a big show.
That's the worst place.
But yeah. So with that in mind, I'm gonna play something not so loud. We're gonna keep going with the St. Patty's theme, but we will be back. Everybody, take care of your ears. We love you all.
The Morning App on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
So I think regardless whether or not, you got a lot of friends, if you don't got a lot of friends, if you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, everybody does something that's kind of lonely. Let me explain. There was recently an Ask Reddit theme where people were asking everyone, what's the loneliest thing that you do?
Okay.
And I looked at this list and I was like, yeah, I do some of that. I do some of these things,
Okay.
and I don't think it's not like a lonely. I don't want you to think of lonely in a
bad
sad
way.
term.
Yeah.
I mean, like just stuff that you do, something that humans just do to feel like they're not completely alone, right?
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I would consider even listening to the radio as something like that. So when you're in your car, you put on
Yeah.
a radio show to feel like somebody else is in the car with you or something.
So you're seeking companionship. It's not like you're trying to be alone.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
actually
That's what I
seeking-
thought it was at
No,
first.
no,
I
yeah.
thought
I
it
thought
was
it
just
was
like the loneliest thing you
So-
do. Like, I don't know.
So here's one of them. So one of the people said, watching YouTube videos while I play a game to have somebody talking to me.
Oh.
That's pretty sad, actually.
That's like multitasking though.
But I think it
Because
makes
how can
sense.
you? I guess I just like to hear that. I don't know how you could focus necessarily on what the person.
I mean,
was
that makes
saying.
me think about older people that leave. YouTube is a younger person's version of it, but I think about the older people that leave TVs on because they like the noise of
Yeah,
someone's voice.
that makes sense.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think that's a good. Even if I'm playing, I think that's why I like to play online games more than anything, is because then you can put a mic in and then you can talk
Talk
to
to other
people.
people.
Yes.
That's more fun to me.
No, yeah. Even if you're not playing the same game, it's still fun.
Yeah. Another one is hugging my pillow like it's a person when I go to sleep.
Aw, yeah.
I'll do that sometimes because actually, when I was a little kid, I used to have this stuffed animal that I would hold all the time, but I would constantly drop it off the
Yes,
side of the bed,
yes.
and I was too lazy. Like I didn't want to pick it up,
Yeah.
so I would just grab a pillow, and so it's like the same kind of comfort sometimes. Sometimes I just have to have something to hold.
Okay.
If I can go to sleep.
See, I can't. Anytime I've ever like fallen asleep holding a stuffed animal, it always ends up on the floor, and I just don't think that would be any different with like a pillow or anything. Like I just can't. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also sleep like in a ball almost. Just like curled
Yeah.
up a little
Just
bit.
fetal position. Just kinda-
Not completely,
like-
but just like I don't know that I don't know.
I quit for a
Preserve heat.
long time not holding anything, and
Okay.
then like someone gave me a stuffed animal, and I was like, oh, I'm attached to this
the
thing.
best
I'll,
sleep.
I'll try it, and then I held it. I was like, oh yes, I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Best sleep of your life.
It is nice though, like just watching a movie or something, just to have like something to hold.
Yes.
Or I don't know. I love blankets. I could never sleep without a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something, even no matter how hot it
Some
is,
weight.
like I still
yeah,
gotta
the
have.
weight
Yeah.
helps you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like
So
that's
crazy.
like a little hug,
Yes.
like a blanket.
What was it? I remember reading DJ Khaled had a book about success and how he had
Okay.
like the rules of success or something like that.
Okay.
And I remember just picking a random page, and one of them was like rule number 47: have lots of pillows. Like successful people
What?
have lots of pillows.
Lots of
and I was
pillows.
like, that's so true. Like I just like the
Why?
comfort. I just like
Okay.
the comfort of. I mean, I love having tons and tons of pillows. Like.
Okay.
Because it's just like no matter where you roll, it's comfort. It's comfort. Boom, boom. You can just kind of like it's like a nest of pillows.
Okay.
Like
know.
not even you don't even
And
need
you-
the mattress. You just want to sleep on
just-
pillows.
Right. It's the same kind of thing where you just feel like you have something around you and you're kind of like
Okay.
secure when you're about to sleep.
that makes sense.
So you're not. I guess that's a kind of like lonely thing I kind of do. Another one is cook for two when in reality it's just me.
That's so sad.
That's pretty sad.
That's one of those things that's almost a necessity though, because it's so hard to cook a meal just for one person.
Yeah.
Like getting that serving size.
Yeah.
But like I feel like doing that. I mean, if you are alone, like that saves you time the next day because then you
Yeah,
have leftovers.
The question is does this person like make a second plate and just put it in front of them when they eat? Because that would be pretty lonely.
Oh,
That's
that changes things.
That's
That would be
over the line
another
of
story.
stuff.
It would make sense to do that if you have, like you said, you put that stuff to go, or like in a leftover
Yeah.
little thing.
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
There you go.
Mm.
That's not a normal word to memorize. Tupperware.
Okay.
You still didn't say
I
it
wanted
right.
to. I wanted to say plastic box.
Plastic box.
And that's basically what it is.
And
Hey, do you
then-
have any plastic boxes?
Yeah. Do you have any plastic
No one
boxes?
would know what you meant. I'd be
But
like,
if you had Tupperware, we would
oh
know.
my gosh.
And then someone said, force my cat to stay in the room so I don't feel alone. I think that's
Yep.
really funny.
Oh, everyone's done that with their pets.
Oh, yes.
Just like shut them in there so they can't leave.
Oh,
Well,
you're
dogs will.
stuck.
Well, dogs will always like they're your boy. They're gonna hang out with you. But cats are just gonna do their own thing. So I think it's funny. It's like,
see, but I have the same problem with dogs too, though, because they just love to explore things, or they'll like hear something and they gotta go check it out. So it's like, no, you're supposed to stay with me. Or especially because like with my other family members, they like the dog will come hang out with me, but then it's like, oh, but this other family member, I need to go hang
interesting.
Yeah, they just dropped a bunch of plates in the kitchen. Let me go check that out.
My dog is very good at hearing that something is happening in the kitchen and running, but like otherwise he could he's actually scratched the paint off of my door at home because he was trying to get into my room. Like he always uses the same paw to try to scratch, and he thinks that opens the door. So there's actually like scratch marks in the wood. It's really sweet.
Aww. He tried to get into your room.
Yeah.
I want a dog now.
Well, we're
I
all
can't
set.
afford. I will not be able to afford a dog for a while.
A bit, like 10 years, maybe.
Not even with just money. I think it's just time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
But that's the goal, though, is to get to a point in your life and career where you have the money and you have the time off from work to be able to have a
That's the
wonderful life
grind.
with your dog.
That's the grind.
That's
is to
the-
get the real American dream is to be able to have a
Afford a dog.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Oh boy. And let's do one more. Someone said listening to podcasts or a radio show and feeling like you really know the people. Actually, that's something that we work really hard to do, to make people feel like they're in the room with us and they're hanging out. So that's not I mean, that is kind of lonely, but it's not that bad.
No.
It's like everybody does it. Like I do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, it's nice because it even gives you something to talk about with people later. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I heard this on the radio. Like people say that all the time in conversation. Like, oh yeah, I heard that on the radio this morning, or like I heard this, I heard that on a podcast. Like it gives you something to talk about with other people. So it's something that could be like a lonely. You're doing it by yourself, but it turns into something that you could like, I don't know, turn into something that's not so lonely, like talking to other people about it, kind of thing.
Exactly. Well, don't worry. We're about to get into our relationship segment. Right after this, we're going to keep going with our St. Patty's themed music, and we'll be right back on the Morning App.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning and welcome back to our relationship segment. Today I picked this topic. It is a dumb topic. I will tell you that in advance. I gave Dovy and Kati advance notice that we were going to talk about this because it is challenging to think of things.
No,
but
for sure.
this is my thing. The other day I was thinking about dumb things that we are attracted to in general. It doesn't have to make sense. It can be random. It can be something completely insignificant. That's kind of the point, is that it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
But it's something you find, like when somebody does something, you're like, yes, I like that thing. So, for an example, I will give you one. I find someone that can grill very attractive. Which is so stupid.
Very attractive.
Very attractive.
She's like swooning right here.
I love it.
Just the thought.
I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense, but that is a dumb thing I'm attracted to.
Is there like a specific thing to grill that makes it more attractive than the like? Is it if it's like chicken or like burgers?
I don't think I care.
It does.
I love the smell. Like the smell of it. I love that.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's a dumb thing that I'm attracted to.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah, I could try to make sense out of that. Like, I guess you could say, like, it's just because, in my opinion, when it comes to, whenever I go to parties and people are having a grill, it's like a very king of the hill kind of situation.
Yes.
Like, the dude who grills is like, don't touch my grill.
You're in control.
Yeah, and it's like they're in control. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend says she loves it when guys are just like they know what they're doing and they just like take charge.
Yeah. No. I think that's some of what it is, because I
probably.
can see like why that would be like one of your things, because it's something like they know what they're doing. It's something like watching someone do something they're good at, just like it's like something they don't even have to think about necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like almost like they were born flipping a burger or something. Like they just I don't know. It's just something very effortless about it.
Yes, you can just admire them. Like, you don't have to get involved at all. You can just watch and be like, ah, yes. Another thing is like when you hear someone talk about something they're passionate about. That's like a little thing, but just it doesn't. You don't have to understand what they're talking about, but just like they'll just go off and they're just in their own little world talking about their own little thing, and you're just like, that's sweet.
Yeah, and their eyes light up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always nice to get out of people. Yeah.
To find that thing and just like to see them in their best element. That's really sweet.
Like maybe like 30 seconds before they start talking about it, they're just kind of reserved almost, and then they just like.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you about
That's actually the best thing when it's someone that you're having a hard time
relating to.
Yeah. Or just they're like really quiet. Yeah, like quiet and reserved, but then all of a sudden you can get them out of their shell and like you have a great conversation with them just because you happen to ask like about a very niche thing that they love,
Yeah.
Oh, it's
like finding the gem. Nate, who's loopy.
We had to bring it up.
Yeah, because we were talking. I mean, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, and he said his thing is girls with blue hair. And we were like, what kind of blue hair? Like, beat, like, is it like a sky? Like, no, just straight blue. Like, I don't know why.
It doesn't make sense.
Blue hair.
But that's the thing.
and he was like, the personality that kind of goes with the hair is not usually his type, but like he just loves. Yeah,
that's his thing.
Finds blue hair really attractive.
That's so
Another
funny.
dumb thing you might be attracted to is if someone wears perfume or cologne. I find that very attractive.
Yes, and not in an overwhelming way.
No, it can't be a lot. It just has to be like a hint.
No, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you smell nice.
Yes, as soon as you catch it, like you might not smell it when you first, but if you like walk past them or something, you're like, yes, you are way more attractive than you normally.
Yeah. No, but it's the funniest thing too, though. If you like hug someone and notice they smell good, and you tell them that they smell good, they have no response. Everyone that I've ever told that to has no response to how to like answer that. Like it's some kind of, they're like, thank you. I
always say thank you with joy.
Yeah,
because I do that on purpose.
Okay. No, because people just don't know how to answer that for some reason. Like it's like the weirdest compliment. Because like I didn't mean that in a weird way. It's like you just smell nice. I don't know if you put on a different kind of deodorant or something.
They're trying to smell good. Like,
yeah.
But it is weird because the ones that are doing it right make it just subtle enough.
Yes.
When you spray it on you, it's too much. Like you're supposed to, I think, spray it into the air and then walk into it maybe, or like spray. I don't know.
I strategically apply mine to like one side of my neck, so if someone were to hug me, then they would get it.
Yeah, or you.
Okay, what?
If you put it in your hair, it'll last a lot longer too. That's another thing.
Okay. Give it
They're
advice.
judging me so hard.
No, I never. I have no idea. I've never had cologne. I know that. I know somebody who says that the reason why they wear cologne is because it puts them in a mindset. Like they have different colognes for different moods that they want to have that day.
Oh.
Well, you do that with your candles.
Yeah, so that's what I do with my which is just as masculine. You know, it's
that's
just
smart.
it's
That's
just
so
as manly as grilling and wearing cologne. But yeah, no, that's what he was like, no, I wear it to get me in the zone. You know, if I'm going in an interview, I got a special interview cologne, or like if I'm going out and I want to do something. But that's interesting.
My thing that I thought
You
of.
have one?
Yeah, I have one. I thought of it this morning. I think. I come from a family of very matchy people, okay? My whole family just really great at just matching like outfits together, right? Especially my grandma, she's the queen. But like, so I cannot not match. Like if my outfit doesn't match in some way, then like it drives me crazy. I can't mix like colors that don't quite go together, you know. It just doesn't work. And so when my outfit does happen to match, like if I can get my shoes to match like a subtle like color in my shirt or something, it's like the best day ever. It's guaranteed to be a great day. And so when a guy actually puts effort into his like outfits, like fashion-wise, like just in a subtle way, not like trying to be over the top and trying to get like attention necessarily. It's like little things like that where his like you can tell that he coordinated his shoes to match his shirt, or like even his socks to match. It's just, I don't know. That's like really attractive to me. Yeah.
Interesting.
If that makes sense.
I understand that.
Yeah. But it's just it's like a little thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think it's really cute when people get mad. Like when girls get mad, like I explained this, like whenever my girlfriend tries to play a video game, like she'll rage quit super hard because she gets frustrated, and I'm just like, I don't even think of it as like, ooh, it's hot when she gets mad. I just think of it as like,
how precious.
It's so cute. It makes me smile. It's just like makes me laugh. It makes me like, I don't know. I'm just like, that's really cute. I don't know. It's
that's a dangerous thing.
I guess it doesn't make her more angry that you're not taking her anger
seriously. Yeah. And then it's better then because she gets even more angry about it.
My God.
And I just can't take, because it's not like you know, she's mad about something really serious. If it's something serious, then I gotta get serious.
Okay.
But if it's something dumb, I'm like, this is great. This is just, especially if it's something competitive. If she gets flustered, and she's told me the same thing. Like when guys get angry, like not at something stupid like a bar fight, but like if we just get like flustered and we get mad, like apparently that's like an attractive quality, like seeing a guy being like, oh God, I can't believe this, and like, no, we're doing this.
Okay.
Like, I am gonna get this refund or something like that. I don't know how she worded it, but like, yeah. She's like, ooh, I think it's cute when you're angry or something.
No, I mean, I think there definitely is some reasoning behind like when guys show emotions, like when they're not afraid to show their emotions.
Yeah.
Like I think that is something that's attractive to you. Not necessarily in an over-the-top way where, again, they're like trying to get attention with their emotions, but like where they're not unwilling to like cry about something, I think is really cool. Because it's like they're willing to share their emotions with you and not like...
That's hard.
Try to just shut down.
No, that's attractive.
Yeah.
I don't know if any guy, at some point there's a threshold, and then we just have to. We give up, and we need comfort. And I think that's maybe why it clicks. Is because, in honesty, I think we just need somebody to hold us, but we don't want to admit it.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whew, I was watching, last night I was watching A Theory of Everything, and that movie was so hard at some points, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and lean in and put my head on her shoulder ahead of time, just in case if I'm about to start. So like, I don't know, and then I think because then it gives her because she loves being able to give me comfort. So I think that's why that always works.
No, girls love to like help people, like comfort, like we'll comfort each other all the time, like girls, like you see a girl crying, like the immediate reaction is to go hug them.
Yes.
Like even just like looking sad, you're like, let me give them a hug.
I think it's a maternal thing, just like let me take care of you emotionally.
And so that's interesting that guys like do want that, because you always assume that they don't.
I have two more.
You do?
I have two more.
Oh.
Okay, so when someone wants to leave at the same time as you, if you're in a social gathering,
oh my God,
and they understand that you're exhausted, then they're like, oh yes, I would also like to leave the social gathering. That's attractive. And then
or even like when they're willing
on the same page.
But like they're aware of it. Like they're aware of it and they're sensitive and like kind enough to like cater to that. They're like, okay, I get it. I want to leave too. Like if you find someone that actually wants to leave at the same time as you, that's your person. Like you stick with that person. And I have one more. When someone knows your order, like if they know your order somewhere well enough and then they say your order for you if you weren't there, they're like, oh, I ordered for you. And it's like, you know me that well. You remembered what I care about.
Remembering things is really
that's key.
Getting your names, you know, like after like just meeting, like if somebody can remember my name after saying it once, I'm like, I really appreciate that. That's really cool. You know, stuff like that. But that's interesting. That's a cool topic to talk about.
Thank you for going along with my stupid idea.
No, it's so interesting to hear, honestly.
Yeah, if anybody else has anything that they want to, I don't know, bring up and say like, this is some random thing I find attractive, definitely hit us up on Instagram or on Facebook. And we are going to wrap the show up real quick. But until then, here's St. Patrick's Day, John Mayer.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
All right, so we're wrapping up the show, but we are just going to kind of really briefly talk about the St. Patrick's Day Parade. It's the annual Boone St. Patty's Day Parade. That's going to be this Saturday, March 16th at 2 p.m. It starts at 2 p.m.
Yes.
And if you have nothing to do, that's a really cool thing to do. Hopefully the weather's going to be okay. Did you say it was going to be raining?
It looked, earlier in the week it looked sunny, but it seems to look windy now.
I mean,
so
it's Boone.
It is
It's always
Boone. There'll always be
expected
wind,
to
but, like,
rain.
I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah.
But we will be there in, I believe, a green vehicle. So keep an eye out for the green
Yes.
vehicle.
Oh
We should
my
have a banner in
goodness.
front of it. Be sure to wave at whoever you do see from the station. We'd love to see you.
Yeah, hopefully we can see you. If you have nothing to do, that's a good, fun thing to do. Get your mind
Even
off.
if you do have something to do, cancel
Yeah.
your plans.
Come and see us.
Grab some friends, come and see us. We're
If you
gonna
get some pictures, tag us on social media. We'd love to see that too.
Absolutely.
Be safe with whatever you're doing, however you're celebrating.
So yeah, enjoy your weekend. We're going to enjoy it. We hope to see you there. And we will see you on Monday on the Morning App.